So last week we took the opportunity to look at the main mistakes we see companies making with their LinkedIn pages. So while executing well on the LinkedIn company page is crucial, it's often overlooked that a lot of people initially visit a company's page through a person within the company who has their own LinkedIn profile. So with that in mind, today we're going to talk about the 3 things employees can do with their own LinkedIn profiles that will assist with pushing forward the company's overall presence. The first mistake we see people making is not tweaking their personal profile to a good enough level to really drive people through to the LinkedIn company page or to the website. So as you're thinking about growing your LinkedIn presence, remember that there really are 2 parts to your LinkedIn life. The first is your personal profile, which is the more passive part of your presence. It's basically a CV that people can download and email to others. So it can feel a bit overwhelming at times, but at a bare minimum, there are some daily and weekly activities that you should be undertaking on your LinkedIn profile to give it some life. And the first one is don't hesitate to ask for recommendations on your personal profile or on your company page. A lot of people like to look at recommendations because what someone else says about you is far more compelling and converting than what you say about yourself. Once they've had a chance to see your recommendations, visitors are much more likely to stick around and take time kind of looking through your other content. The other part of your LinkedIn life is the active part, and that is the content that you are sharing, be it videos, text, posts, infographics, or articles. Now, this is a really important part of the equation, as a lot of people don't even look at your profile. Instead, they will look at what you like, what you comment, what you post, and it's important to focus your energies here. Once you have a good enough personal profile only. So give thought to the content that you're posting on your personal profile, ensuring that it aligns with your current workplace and goals. And a great source of content is actually from your company page. So if your company page has posts or articles that are interesting and compelling, feel free to share those to your personal profile. And what this does is helps to build a stronger picture of you while also helping to drive traffic. So make sure that you have at least a couple of pieces of content on your profile that are relevant to your company. Now, if your company has a lead magnet or a white paper or free gift, something like that, sharing that content is also extremely helpful. Now, one key here is that I'm not suggesting that every single employee of a company needs to spend an enormous amount of time on this, but employees that are tasked with maintaining the LinkedIn company page and who are involved in sales activities should have this on their radar. It's incredibly important to maintain a system that multiple people can reference for the implementation of your LinkedIn strategy. You need a way to track the daily and the weekly tasks, as well as who is responsible for them. If all of the activity and all of the knowledge about the activity is stuck with one person, you'll really find yourself in a bind if that person gets sick or they go on holiday. The second mistake we see all the time is not presenting the right image on your profile. For example, photos should really reflect who your ideal client would want to have sitting opposite from them at the table. What does your ideal client want to see? What do they want you to be wearing? Do they want to see someone who is very corporate, or more kind of casual and laid back. Look, gone are the days where we have to keep everything very formal for a LinkedIn presence. Even for the company page, even if you have a very corporate image, being overly reserved is a mistake. People want to see openness. They want to get to know you as people. Now, this doesn't mean live streaming your very deep, personal, and private life, but sharing little bits of candid content can be really, really powerful. Look, social media really comes into its own when you're able to use it to grow your like, know, and trust factor. So on your personal profile, writing about yourself in the third person is kind of controversial and it's actually questionable. Fewer and fewer people do it, and often when you write about yourself in the third person, it really puts a barrier between you and your prospects. But look, do some testing and look at things in a case-by-case basis. But do make an intentional decision if you want to be active and personal or be more distant and set apart. And as you're making these decisions, it's important to be checking in on the metrics achieved by your work. So I often see companies who are only counting clicks without looking at the human behavior flow and calls to action. Because no matter what your LinkedIn activity is, it's simply to get people into your sales pipeline and to do some nurturing. It's not where the deep sales are done. The third mistake to touch on today focuses on ownership of your connection information. Look, it's so incredibly important to remember that you don't own your LinkedIn profile. At any given time, your entire account could be deleted. Know that. If all of your activity is stuck there and all of your contact information for followers is there, you could potentially lose access to all of that information. So with that in mind, it's so important that as quickly as possible, you move towards getting a person's email address through white papers or through lead magnets. Now, if going this route, remember that you also need to build in an email nurturing system for those that are added to your list. So take the time to think through how you would like to nurture more people from viewing and engaging with your content, engaging directly with you, getting their email address, to beginning to nurture them through email marketing. And once you have the system in place, you can develop a constant flow of new people entering your funnel, and you can start to move them towards the sale. So to summarize, mistake number 1, not tweaking your personal profile to a good enough level to really drive people through to your LinkedIn company page or to the website. Mistake number 2, not presenting the right image on your profile. Who does your ideal client want to be sitting with? And mistake number 3, not owning your connection information. Remember, your LinkedIn profile can be deleted at any time. So that's it for today. I hope you found all of these tips useful, and I can't wait for you to start integrating some of these ideas into your own LinkedIn marketing. We have lots more info on MaryRoseHoya.com, where we help 8-figure B2B businesses build cost-effective sales pipelines. Please do let me know in the comment section what your biggest struggles are with LinkedIn. See you next time.